What's your name and what do you teach?
My name is Jess and I teach Spanish, Italian and some primary level French also.
Wow, okay. Where did you study?
I studied at Cardiff University. I started Italian there from beginners and really love the city.
Oh, Cardiff is beautiful, it has to be said.
It's got everything you need, but in a small place. It's quite friendly.
What was your favourite childhood book or story?
Probably Alice in Wonderland. I just loved the nonsensical storyline, the illustrations by John Tenniel, and just the way it makes you almost question things in everyday life that seem normal. Like, for example, a butterfly sounds normal, but as soon as they had bread and butterflies, it sounded ridiculous. And yeah, I really liked all the craziness of it.
Wow. Yeah, no, my favourite book is also Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. So yeah, good choice. I would approve.
It's got in about 4 different languages. It's a great way to get some practice in.
Wow, I wish I knew it in another language actually. It'd be quite interesting to kind of see if it makes as much sense in that different language.
Yeah, with the crazy words and things.
Yeah. Why do you love languages?
I just love how you can travel with them, you can make new friends, it's all encompassing. And when you do go abroad and use your languages, not only do you get such a proud feeling when you're understood, and you can understand the jokes and things, but you can really immerse yourself and live like a local and just get a slightly better experience.
My mum always tells a story about when I was little, she took me to Paris and she started speaking French and I looked at her and I was like, how do you do that? You know, like, because I couldn't understand. Yeah, I agree. I think like learning a language, it opens doors, doesn't it? It
does, and you can meet so many new people by not just limiting yourself to people that speak a certain language. I think it's fantastic.
Who inspires you the most?
This is a hard one. I don't think I could say there's one single person that inspires me the most, but I draw on qualities that different people have, whether it's people that I don't know, for example, the self-discipline and perseverance of the authors who write the crime novels I love to read, or maybe it's my friends, Nola's kindness, Lejean's courage, or the resilience of my parents, the optimism of my grandma in tough times. I think all of these things come together to inspire me. So not so much as a single who, but a what that people have, people's different qualities. And I think it's also important to encourage people to be their own inspiration. And I know that sounds like the kind of quote you'd get on a t-shirt, but I think, you know, a lot of the time in interviews, for example, people are asked what they're most proud of. And I think looking back on that feeling that you had when you made that achievement and using that to inspire you to reflect on what you did to get there and to do it again in the future, I think could be a really, really good thing to do. I really like that answer. It's one we've not had before, but it's a really good one, to be honest. In 3 words, describe your teaching style. I would say interactive, encouraging, and challenging. I like to challenge students. You know, I think languages as well, it's about going outside your comfort zone, but in a fun way, an interactive way. Language learning in particular is, you know, very chatty. And yeah, I like to encourage students, and you want to feel good when you're speaking languages, when you're studying your subject. So I would say those words. Good choice, good choices. Okay. Why are languages important, do you think, like to learn? Why do you think they're significant? I think they really help you to stand out in the job market in the future, for example, and also they can be relevant to any topic. If you know how to speak a language, you can apply that to science, to maths, to fashion, to art, to so many different things. And it really does allow you to get so many better experiences and meet new people, and really, really stand out. And finally, can you give me your top tip for languages? I think honestly enjoy them. The more passionate you are about something, I think you can almost learn without realizing it. The great thing about languages is you can get really creative. You can get Spanish recipe books, for example, and have a tapas night. You can listen to songs in another language and read stories. One thing I love to do is Roald Dahl books. I grew up with James and the Giant Peach, Danny Champion of the World, and I've got them in Italian, French, Spanish. And the great thing is, if you know the story already, it really helps you to sort of recognize what should be coming up next. For example, in James and the Giant Peach, you know that he lives with his aunties at the beginning, whereas, and you might see the word for auntie, not know what it is, because you know what it is in the English story from your memory. It just helps you connect those gaps there. And I think there's so many fun ways outside. Obviously textbooks are really useful, but outside of that, even just chatting with a friend, going for coffee, if you're speaking another language, you're learning. And that's what I really love. And so I would say just enjoy it, be creative.
I always got told to watch foreign cinema because
Yes,
with the subtitles, because then you can kind of hear a word spoken and understand it a bit better.
exactly. And it helps, yeah, not just reading it on a page, and you can sort of see the colloquialisms and things like that. And it's, yeah, very, very useful and enjoyable as well.
Well, that was a really great discussion. Thank you so much, Jess, and
Thank
see
you
you
so much
soon.
for having me.
Bye.